ESST 317. A moment that I giggle at is when Audrey and Katya asked us what was the course or class, what it was titled that we were taking, and everyone answered ESST 317, and it went from that to teaching social studies. Oh, LOL, how funny. What a great journey for me in this class. Although I was hard on myself until I began my reflection process, then I realized that I think I actually did a really good job. One thing in this class that will resonate with me, I hope for the rest of my life, from this class is always asking the question, whose story is being told? I will admit I used to say it jokingly, not meaning anything rude by it. I remember after going to the water treatment plant, I was talking with some fellow students and we were wondering why we went there, and I said, doesn't matter, we just need to know whose story is being told. And I chuckled. Once we sat to discuss the purpose and had to reflect, and I realized that my mind did not go there, and it doesn't typically go there, but I had to have someone lead me in that direction to think those deep thoughts. This is why I appreciate Audrey and Katya's philosophy of teaching. In the beginning of the semester, I had the opportunity to take an amazing trip to Cape Breton, where we traveled all over the island. There were symbols and signs all over the island that were historic and associated with First Nations, mostly the Mi'kmaq. I remember continually asking myself whose story is being told, and trying to look past what was in sight and look deeper. It really irritated a couple of parents on the trip, to the point where they were making comments saying, there were other people involved too, and there are kids in school that have needs and struggles, not just First Nations, which definitely connected to the reading by St. Denis, silencing Aboriginal curricular content and perspectives through multiculturalism. I then began to realize how much of a safe space university is for talking about treaty education and even getting excited about it. It is not going to be an all positive experience when we go out into the classrooms. I was teaching a social class for grade 7 about government in Canada, and I had First Nations students in my class. So we were having the discussion about the history of Canada's government. I barely mentioned the First Nations people before a student yells out, yeah, we've heard all about this already. So I responded, great. Why don't you guys teach me about it then and tell me what you know? I'm excited. He responded, we are tired of it. And I responded, well then I guess you must be tired of being Canadian, because it is a part of our history and our culture, and it makes us up, all of us up of who we are. He responded nothing, but it just broke my heart to feel that tension in that classroom, and I finally realized we have been spoiled at university, where it is a positive direction that all of us are kind of walking together in this journey. There's negativity, but we actually have a support group together. This is where I tie in what can I do, and how do I do this, and it dawned on me. There's no way to change people. I can only change myself. I can be a positive role model, become a trusted mentor, be an engaged citizen, and be the change. Some will become magnetized to that positivity and want to be more or like that or like-minded, and some will not. But it is not my job to change those people. It's my job to be aware of my surroundings, aware of the needs, and aware of how I can be engaged that will add to the community and not take away from it. So in my process of engaged citizenship pledge, I realized that I may have not done what I initially committed to do, but I was and have been an engaged citizen for a long time. I am in the moment when there's a need, I step forward. I try my best to be a part of instead of a complainer of. This will be something that I want to carry through on with my own students. How can we be the best people we can be? And even as we were in Cape Breton, I noticed pictures, I noticed signs, I noticed all of these things that I would have not normally noticed. I would have walked right by. So thank you for this opportunity.
So just reflecting, first day of travel. It's a long day. We're in Halifax, been waiting here a while. Getting ready to go Cape Breton, and it's been good. It's been a good time. Seems great. Waiting for Tom and not Trevor and Trevor and Cher. Then we'll be on our way to Sydney. Sydney. Yeah. And funny story, when we were in Halifax, Morgan spilled her London Fog. Oh yeah.